when she has mocked the killing of little children at Sandy Hook Elementary School, when she has mocked the killing of teenagers.
Wait, say it again. Good. We want everybody to know that. So, here's the deal. That's when I started paying attention, when Nancy Pelosi took the gavel. And so I said, you know what? We make it work every single day in the real world. We're able to pay our bills. We're not in debt. We're able to achieve things. And I think it's time for real people to go to Washington. And so that's why I'm a member of Congress. And they don't like me very much. Thank you. And I love you because you are the people I understand. You see, I got to Washington, and I wasn't there very long. It was literally the second day when we had to vote on the rules in Congress. And let me tell you what they decided to do. Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats decided that they were going to erase gender in the rules for the 117th Congress. Yeah, imagine that. You can't say he, she, mother, father, daughter, son, brother, sister. I'm sitting there going, wait, have these people lost their minds? Oh, let me tell you, I found out a lot more how crazy they are. And they call me crazy, which is really funny. So we voted on that, and, well, I voted against it, and so did a lot of other people, but the Democrats said, yeah, we don't believe in gender. We aren't going to say these pronouns and so forth. And then the days went on. Well, let me tell you, the bills that they introduce are atrocious. And I want to inform you all about something that I was shocked by. You wouldn't believe how many bills, as a matter of fact, most of them get passed by people saying their vote. We have 435 members of Congress, but yet, here's what they do. With a handful of members, maybe 10 or less Democrats and 10 or less Republicans, they call the bill to the floor and we vote on it. And the Democrats, because they're voting on all of their bills, go, yay. And then all of us Republicans are like, nay. But sadly, some Republicans say yay, which I still haven't figured out. And then it passes. Well, I want to tell you, the first time I saw a bill pass like that, I think it was audible when my chin hit the floor. You see, I believe that all members of Congress should actually vote. What do you guys think? Isn't that a novel idea? Well, you see, the Democrats in charge were so sweet to me, and then there were, I think, 11 Republicans, something like that, 10 or 11. I have that list. I'm hanging on to it. That were so nice to give me some free time. And they decided to kick me off committees over a few things that they didn't like on Facebook some years back. And so it was pretty interesting. They said they didn't want me on committees, and I was like, oh, thank God, because the Democrats are running the committees, and they don't listen to Republicans anyways. And I'm the kind of person, I'm a business owner. I've accomplished a lot. I've been a competitive athlete, and I like to compete, and I hate to lose. If you want to give me some time on my hands, then you better believe I'm going to figure out smart ways to use it. So I got with some smart people, and I learned a little bit about floor procedure and floor action and how all this stuff works there in the chamber. And then I found out that I can make things happen, and I don't even have to be on committees. And I found out I can force every member of Congress to vote on bills that are brought to the floor. Because you want to know, right? And I don't think this is a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. This is an American people issue. Everyone deserves to know how their member of Congress votes. So I started calling, Madam Speaker, I'd like the yays and nays. Well, let me tell you, you'd have thought that a bomb went off in there, and that would be a really bad thing, because everyone was very upset with me about that. Oh, the audacity of that Marjorie Taylor Greene calling for recorded votes. How dare she put us on record? Yeah. Let me tell you all the things that were very offensive. Number one, guess what they had to do? When you call for a recorded vote, that means everybody's got to stop what they're doing, and they have to walk down to the chamber with the voting card, put it in there, and you vote. Well, does that sound so difficult to do? No. Oh, you'd have thought that it was the hardest thing ever. We were making these people work. Oh, the complaining. Well, the Democrats were very upset because it was messing up the schedule. because they're trying to ram through all the socialist bills they possibly can. You know, like the Equality Act that puts biological men in our bathrooms and in our girls' sports.
One of the first things Nancy Pelosi did as Speaker? She banned gendered language in Congress. That means you can't say mother, father, son, or daughter anymore. When Marjorie Taylor Greene saw this, she said exactly what we're all thinking. Have these people lost their minds? Folks, this isn't about inclusion, it's about erasing reality and forcing their radical agenda on all of us.
You know, like allowing felons to vote from prison. Do you think that's a good idea? Murder people and then you get to vote? I don't think so. Cori Bush likes that one, by the way. That was her bill. So here's what we did. So I started calling for these recorded votes, and Democrats were really upset because it was messing up the schedule and was taking a lot of time, and everybody had to stop what they're doing. They had to stop their lunches and stop their fundraising calls and get up from their nap and all kinds of things and come down and vote. Well, it wasn't just the Democrats that were upset with me. It was the Republicans also. Well, guess what? As a matter of fact, I got chewed out quite a few times, and it wasn't by Democrats because they don't talk to me. It was by Republicans. Yeah. Do you want to know what they said? You don't want to do this, Marjorie. I said, why not? Well, you're going to put people on record. You just need to let these things pass quietly, and you can vote your conscience, Marjorie. You can say yay or nay. I was like, that's not what I'm here for. I know how to do a job, and I like to work hard. But just like you, just like all of you, just like the American people, well, except the ones that love getting paid their bailout checks and staying home and won't go to work. That's another issue. So I got chewed out for making people vote. And it was Republicans that didn't like it. Well, we can just go with the RINOs. Y'all want names, don't you? See, this is what they don't understand. And it's on both sides of the aisle. They've been there so long that they only know how to function together, and they forget who they work for. They work for you. Well, let me tell you, once we started putting them on record and calling for recorded votes, and I started getting help from my friends in the House Freedom Caucus, by the way, and I started getting help from people like Matt Gaetz, and we started calling for recorded votes. Well, that changed things, and here's how it changed. For instance, there was one week, there were 28 bills that were set to go out there, and I said, put it on Twitter, because evidently Twitter is where you tell everybody everything, unless you get kicked off, right? I said, I'll be calling for the yays and nays. And then all of a sudden, magically, boy, that list got dropped down. There was only 5 bills that came through that week. And I'll tell you one more thing that really, really sets them off. It's when I ask for a motion to adjourn.
Did you know most bills aren't even voted on by all of Congress? A tiny group of insiders decide behind closed doors. When MTG demanded real votes, both Democrats and Republicans freaked out. They told her, Marjorie, you're putting people on record, and she fired back, that's the whole point. Love her or hate her, she's shaking things up in Washington. What do you think? And guess what? When she called out this corruption, the number of bills being passed dropped from 28 to just proving that one person can make a difference. What do you think? Should every member of Congress be forced to vote on record? Comment below, and don't forget like, share, and subscribe for more.
How do you guys feel about that? All right, I'll come back to that. I have a good story for y'all. They had a bunch of other